Yes, you are listening to the Sports Nuts. Welcome to episode 140. Woo! We moving right along on the totem pole there, Matt. We're getting older every day by the minute, right?
Yeah, man. 200's around the corner.
Shane, we're gonna be the oldest group of guys you could ever imagine when we went to 200. Am I right?
Oh, hey, y'all two together pretty old already, but
You know what? Oh my God. Oh, we hope you guys had an absolute fantastic week. Yes, it has been an eventful, week in general. Girls are, I think this is their second or third week at school. I can't remember. God, I'm already just wishing it together. And yeah, it's been interesting. The weather has not been the best for being outdoors. It's been raining literally every stinking day. I'm getting kind of over this. But my man sitting below me, though, Shane Owen, you can attest to this rain, can't you?
oh yeah, well it's rained about every day here, but man, I still can't complain because it's still 77, 75 is the highs.
You know what?
So I mean it's
You know what? You're not there. I mean, come on, ladies. You just heard that. Shane just told you guys it is in the 70s. Oh,
yeah, I think it's cloudy now, so it's about 72.
it's only 80 something degrees here and yucky. That's just typically how it goes. But how was the rest of you? I know today has been kind of like one of those days the weather has caught you and everything. And I know you want to just relax and sleep because the rain does it to everybody. But how was your week, man?
It was good training on new machines, so just kind of learned some new stuff and really enjoyed it. But I mean, it is what it is up here. I mean, it's like literally Pisgah Forest is actually classified as a rainforest. So,
Oh, well, there you go.
so I mean, it's true, but man, other than that, the week's been great, and hope everybody else is out there has too. And man, I'm just ready to get into the night for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, my man sitting next to me, Matt, unmute your mic and tell everybody how you are doing, sir.
Well, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. It's raining over down here in Atlanta area too. So 76, nice, cool 76 degrees, rain. So, couldn't ask for anything better. I love this weather.
Hey, what's on tap today? Rain. That's just kind of how it is. Guys, we have an absolute jam-packed episode. Derrick Rose. Yes, the Derrick Rose. He's in the news. We're going to talk about why he's in the news. And good question. The follow along why he is in the news. And that definitely is going to be tied to Matt. And then I have a kind of a two-parter question to give here. Don't look now, y'all. The Atlanta Braves, they're on a run. And I mean, it's a legit run, as we mentioned in previous episodes. Could they pull a rabbit out of their hats? What if they sweep the Mets? Matt did mention this the other day. Well, what do you believe then? We'll talk a little bit about that. And also, the Braves actually still have the best odds, y'all, to land the number one pick in next year's draft. They're at 11.5%, a half a percentage point ahead of the Athletics for the number one overall selection in the draft. And also, got to give an honorable mention early. Austin Riley is out for the rest of the year. He had surgery to repair a sports hernia. Wish him nothing but the best. And again, the injury bug has absolutely reigned supreme. We're going to talk about the week 0 games. Gosh, I can't believe we're talking week 0s here, but it's here. We're going to run down the 5 games. You're going to give your predictions, that kind of stuff. Then the top 25 offenses in college football. Now, this one, it's debatable because there's so many people. It's based off of College Football's report, and ESPN has kind of a little bit of a variant, the same thing, but we'll talk a little bit about that. And the question on that would be is what other teams could you maybe add to the list, or which ones could you subtract? The Pac-12 2.0 is growing again. We'll talk about what college is joining the Pac-12. Shane has a little sports story regarding the Little League World Series. Matt has a sports story. Matt's also going to talk a little bit more about the fantasy football. We're going to definitely provide you the link to sign up and explains how to pay. We have our honorable mentions. And by the way, has anybody seen this video of Micah Parsons dressed up like a lady? Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that one. Oh, got to give a quick shout out. This is actually another honorable mention, by the way. For those who did not watch the Carolina versus Pittsburgh Steelers game last night, boy, you missed an absolute sweaty referee. Oh my God, Matt! I don't know if you happen to say, Shane, you're laughing. Did you guys happen to see like this dude? I swear it looked like he had taken a bath in like sweat water. It was so gross. So I was watching Pinsman and Brian do the thing last night. I said, "Go, sweaty referee!" Like the Power Rangers, and oh my God. I mean, this dude literally looked like he had taken a bath in ice water and just got out and didn't even dry up. It was disgusting. His shirt was sticking to him. It was real quick. Want to let you guys know next Tuesday, August 26th, the legend himself, Mr. Invincible, Vince Papale, is joining the show. This one next I'm excited to talk about. Shane is also excited about this. Wednesday the 27th, Money Lines with the Sportz Nutz starts. Cannot wait for that one. I did hear back today. Unfortunately, Sean Alexander did have to cancel the 3rd. He said he would let me know when he can make it up early. It'll be in mid-September. But Friday, September the 5th, Morehead City Marlins are joining the show. I'm kind of disappointed, honestly, about Sean Alexander, but at least we know we are going to get him in mid-September. And then also, Wisconsin Whitewater is going to be joining the show September the 18th to talk about our other side of Saturdays. Yes, we're excited about that one. So let's dive right into it. Matt, I'm ready to talk to you about this one. Derrick Rose is in the news for a good reason. Chicago Bulls have announced they are officially retiring his number 1 jersey on January 24th of next year. What does that mean for his legacy? Just so you guys know, he scored over 12,000 points. He was the MVP in 2011, 3-time first team. Literally, this. I mean, he's also a decorated FIBA World Champion in basketball. Matt, do you think that Derrick Rose should get invited to the Hall of Fame?
Probably not, man, because he just didn't play long enough, man. I mean, he was the youngest MVP at the time he became MVP. He was the youngest MVP of all time. I get that, but that's why they came up. Also, that's why they came up with the Derrick Rose rule. If you're an All NBA player or whatever, by your contract, you get qualified for the max, whatever. That's the Derrick Rose rule. So that's where that's coming from. But I just don't think he played long enough, man. I mean, he did bounce back and, scored the 50 when he played with the Timberwolves. He ended up having a solid career. But, I mean, at the same time, man, I just don't think he did enough. He wasn't healthy enough. This is the same ilk of Grant Hill and Anthony Hardaway, man. Anthony Penny Hardaway is of the same ilk, man, unfortunately. Derrick Rose had all the promise in the world, man. Till this day, I don't think we've seen a point guard as athletic and powerful as him. Russell Westbrook is up there, but Derrick Rose was more athletic than Russell Westbrook, and that's saying something. So
it is. So
yeah, man, I don't think he's going to get in just due to the fact that he wasn't able to sustain that level long enough to be worthy of a Hall of Fame induction. Will he get into the Bulls Ring of Honor? Absolutely.
Well, what does it mean to you, Matt, to know that he's getting his number retired? I mean, look, Chicago Bulls, they don't just hand out retirement to anybody. We know that. Absolutely, we know that they're not like Oprah with cars. You get a number retired. You get a number retired. What does it mean to you to know that, though, that Derrick Rose he's going to be solidified forever now with the Chicago Bulls' greatness because of his retirement jersey?
I think that's great, man. I think that's great. I mean, Derrick Rose, kid from Chicago. It just so happens, kid from Chicago's in the draft, best player in the draft. Chicago Bulls, who had the least out of all the lottery teams, they had the least percentage of a chance to get them, and lo and behold, boom, they end up getting the first pick in the draft that year.
You mean a Dallas situation this year?
Exactly.
Wait. All right, everybody got to do your Dr. Evil.
I mean, like I said, when Snowman was doing here, man, some episodes back, I told him Chicago has had the worst luck, man, when it comes to sports. Ever since that guy, number 23, left, they've had the worst luck, man. So, it was a stroke of good luck for him, man, to get that particular pick. But unfortunately, Tom Thibodeau decided to run him into the ground. And, had him out there. They were winning by 20-something points in the playoff game. They were up. Game was over with, and he still had Rose out there. Nobody knows why. And I think the other starters had sat. Rose only started out there at the time. So, and then he ended up getting hurt, and he ended up cracking his knee. So, and that's where everything started. Look, I think that's good that they're retiring his number. Honestly, since Jordan, he is the best Bull since Jordan. Since Jordan left.
I can actually agree with that too. I actually firmly believe that.
I can see his number being retired for the man, and I don't think anybody would have any kind of qualms about it. Nobody would have anything to say about that.
So let me read you a little bit of his statistical lines. He was the youngest MVP at the time in 2011. He is a 3-time All-Star from 2010 to 2012. He averaged 17.4 points per game, or scored a total of 12,573 points. He had over 2,324 rebounds, which equates to 3.2 rebounds per game. And his assists per game were 5.2, or 3,770 total assists. What do you think, Shane? Could you maybe give a good argument for Derrick Rose to be in the Hall of Fame?
I'm kind of with Matt. The Hall of Fame, especially now, we talk about Hall of Fames across the board. It's kind of, it's just it's just such a big stretch now. If you didn't have sustained success for a long time. Sorry, I struggled getting that one out. But it's a little bit of a tongue.
Well, it is a tongue twister.
But that sustained success is really key here. Just like Matt said, barring the injuries, the type of player he was, I'm in agreement with Matt. He was the most athletic and electrifying point guard that we saw from the mid 2000s, kind of, up until we saw Russell Westbrook come into the league and do what he did. But, he had a great career, as Matt mentioned, also a great comeback season with Minnesota. Man, I remember those Memphis days when he was there, and man, he would take over games.
Yes, he was a player unbeknownst to anyone you've ever seen at the time.
And then it translated first few years in the league, but then injuries and old man time kind of comes knocking on your door pretty quick sometimes. But
that is true.
But
Matt,
man, it's
just ask Matt about the stare, by the way, folks.
Jokes.
We got to give another honorable mention to the stare that took out the great Matt Thomas, by the way. Congratulations. All right, continue though, Shane. But let me ask you this then, Shane. Had Derrick Rose played longer than he did, knowing the kind of player he was, could he have maybe gone to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, and that's the statistical line that you put out there. I believe assists, it's kind of, points are up there, but assists aren't, and steals and stuff. But that stat line looks awfully a lot like Gary Payton or John Stockton kind of stat line.
Yes, you're absolutely hit the nail on the head. And look, Matt's shaking his head on that one too.
But in that same sense, they played for years upon years consecutively.
Here's a question for you. That's from our good friend John at the Pitch Good Podcast. Does he change the landscape of the NBA if he stays healthy? What do you think, Matt?
I can tell you one thing before this. He would have changed Tibbs' future. Coach Tibbs. They would have probably a couple championships, and he would be a lifelong kind of Phil Knight coach of Chicago.
Let's remember, man, he was there going against those Hedo teams with LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That team with LeBron only lasted about 4 years. That Heat team only lasted 4 years. They won 2 rings. After that Heat team, man, I forgot who won I don't know if the Spurs won it again or whatever. I think it was the Spurs, but that Bulls team was ready to compete, man. With a healthy Derrick Rose, oh my gosh, Kirk Hinrich from the bench. Jakim Noah, Luol Deng has some prime years. Young Jimmy Butler. People forget Jimmy Butler was on that team. So I mean, guys, sheesh. I think Jimmy Butler would have ended up staying. I think they would have had a really, really, really good team. I think they had Carlos Boozer at one point.
Would he have matched the same level of fandom as MJ? I remember Michael Jordan was like 25-1 in postseason play ever.
Well, we won't say fandom like Michael Jordan, but Derrick Rose was still getting better. He was getting better every year. His averages might be some kind of pedestrian, like 17, whatever. People forget his rookie year. He averaged, I think, like 16 and like 5 or something his rookie year. And he wasn't needed. He didn't run the offense like a traditional point guard. He was the point of attack. He was the offense. Not to say nobody else, Boozer was the center, man. I got you. Nah, Jakim Noah was the center. Boozer came in.
Jakim Noah had that weird delivery.
Yeah, Jakim Noah was definitely the center because Jakim Noah had to go around the game. But
Boozer was the 4. He was the 4.
He was the 4. Yeah, power forward. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But Luol Deng was the 3, and I think Ben Gore and Kirk Hinrich, Derrick Rose kind of alternated back there. Yeah, Boozer was very underrated. Boozer was a 2010 guy. The only crazy thing Boozer said was when LeBron came out, Boozer was like, well, he can help us from the bench. that was crazy. And you see Boozer wasn't there the next year. They got traded.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, they got rid of the whole team.
You don't talk about the prodigal son, right, man?
Yeah, man. If they interviewed him, you can see that clip on YouTube. You can pull it up, man. It shows all the Cavaliers players saying, well, yeah, LeBron's coming in, but, he can sit back and learn from us. And, this guy named Ricky Williams, I think it was Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis was his name. Well, yeah, as long as you can help me get my open shots, and he could fall in line.
Then Butler cried about being traded.
Yeah, man. So but going back, not to get off topic, though, going back to Derrick Rose, he was getting better, man. He was getting better. He was finding more ways to score. His shot was getting better. Always was quick. Handles was crazy. He was getting better every year. It's unfortunate what happened to him. I could see him maxing out as like a 28.78 assists a game kind of player. And then when the athleticism starts to dwindle down, he wouldn't have been able to become more of a cerebral type player, as that transition all players go through. So I think he would have had a great career. Could have been one of the greats, man. Honestly, guys, it was the most athletic point guard you ever saw. The most athletic point guard.
I would say he's one of the most decorated players to come out of Memphis, if I had agreed. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
I mean, we had Xavier Henry, remember him? He was one of the better ones.
Well, Xavier Henry did end up going to Kansas. I remember Xavier Henry, man. I'm shocked you know that, Brad. I'm shocked you know who Xavier Henry was. Oh, wow. Xavier Henry, man.
I do play basketball. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. I'm shocked you knew who he was. So, but anyways, yeah, man.
Hail to the step that took out Matt. I'm just kidding.
Wow. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate.
Really, we're going to throw out that fight song. Really?
I had to. Come on, it's not the best at the time. Come on now. But you know what, though? I like what your take on that, Matt. But again, Derek had some really prolific numbers. I mean, 12,000 is not something to bet your eye out, right?
Well, I mean, yes and no. You got to look at it like this, man. I mean, players are scoring. I mean, you can't really get into a Hall of Fame. Players are scoring 20K points, almost 30. Durant's going to be in a 30K point club. Carmelo was just in the 20,000 point club, man. It's tough to get 20,000 points. It is. But I mean, Derrick Rose would have got there, but the fact of the matter is he didn't get there because of injuries, and it happens.
That's the fight song. He's from Michigan, and you ruined it. Just saying. Yeah. But you know what, though? Congratulations to Derrick Rose.
Absolutely.
We are tipping our ball caps to you, metaphorically and physically together. Matt more so than us because he has the head, and we don't have, apparently, from what Shane has told us many times.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying, congratulations to you, Derrick Rose. We absolutely are excited for you. Let's switch it up, guys. The next topic we're talking about is actually kind of technically a 3-parter, really. Don't look now, guys. The Atlanta Braves, they're on a run, and we mean an actual run. They have won 11 of their last 14 games. They have pulled to within 10 games of 500 when they were almost like 20 plus games that they've pulled back in, there still is a chance. They actually are only 8.5 games behind the Mets for that final wild card spot. And by the way, Matt was so gracious to remind us a couple things. One was that there is this team called the New York Metropolitans who every year go through this epic, and I mean biblical proportion epic collapse. And the Mets, they're doing it right now, having that epic collapse again. And then also, Matt did say there was an important series for both the Atlanta Braves and the Mets that starts when, Matt? When does it start again?
She'll start today.
Right.
Yeah,
no, it's already started.
It's already started.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys, both of y'all can answer. Anybody watching too? If the Braves sweep the Mets, do you believe Atlanta could make the postseason? Matt, yes or no?
Man, you know what? I don't want to jinx. You know what? Yeah, I'll say yeah. They could. They could.
What do you think, Shane? Do you think if Atlanta sweeps New York Mets, does that mean Atlanta has a legitimate shot at getting into that final, if not at least the final wild card, but even more?
I'm gonna go ahead and appease you here. Yes, it means that they have a chance more so now because that's a 6 game.
Telling me there's a chance.
That's a 6 game swing if you're looking at a sweep this week. So you go from 12.5 to 6.5, but that's only the Mets. There's a lot of other teams in this wild card that you got to take into account for. So does it bode well for them? Yes. But is it a guarantee at this point?
No.
Far from it.
I would be okay, though, knowing what we have seen this team do and what they've gone through all year. I mean, it has been and look, I said this last year, and I'm saying it again this year, the injury bug is really the MVP of the Atlanta Braves season because it's whooped everybody's backside and then some. But knowing what Atlanta has gone through, it would just be icing on the cake if they were to make it to the wild card. Because, by the way, no team in the history of Major League Baseball, and we said this at the beginning of the year, has ever started 0-7, has made the playoffs. And guess what? Atlanta is knocking on that possibility of making history. Remember, they made history earlier this year.
They're not knocking yet. But they're coming up to the front porch steps.
That's right. And look, they did make history this year, though, as the fastest team ever to start a season 0-7 to go back to 500. They did it in the first quarter, not even the first full quarter of the season. So stranger things have happened, but I think maybe,
as you alluded to, the injury bug has got them.
Yep.
And I know another point that you're going to bring up, which I'm going to go ahead and talk about it right now, is Austin Riley. He's done for the year.
And a sports hernia.
Yeah, sports hernia, which was it was kind of an underlying issue that he's had.
That's what they said. He's had it for the whole season.
Yeah, throughout the season since I believe maybe mid-May or something like that. It's kind of that oblique strain's kind of gotten to him, but he's played through it. You talk about that, then you talk about Sale, you talk about Smith-Shawver,
Spencer Strider, AJ Smith-Shawver. I mean, you literally.
Yeah,
you could throw a dot in the board and see which player is the one that you can count has been out at least some part of the game of the season.
Well, it's you look at that starting rotation, and at some point before these guys got hurt, they were in a conversation of the Cy Young because of how well they were doing.
And they were also being compared to the '98 Braves pitching staff.
And I mean, it could still go there, but health is always been a kicker and always will be in the MLB. With 162 games played in 94 days or something like that. Not 94. It's like 120 days. It's
insane.
It seems I know the math's wrong, but it seems like that.
Yeah.
So calm down. I see you get off that mute real quick.
Yeah, Matt, quickly on you know, because he's like, I gotta set you straight. No, but it really is a lot to deal with.
In reality, it's 162 games in 180 days.
Yeah.
But let's also look at this too, Shane. They also
crazy.
are
That's
traveling. They're going, the Atlanta Braves, they could be playing in Seattle, and then very next day, they're playing in Miami. Just think about the jet lag as well in the players.
Well, they've kind of changed, kind of put a couple kinks in that over the past couple of years, which we always saw it, with like the Yankees teams in the 90s and stuff. They would go on this West Coast swing and they would stay out there.
They would stay out there. Yep.
Yeah. Normally other teams would just go back and forth because that's the way that they were scheduled. Of course, that talks. But it's now you have these actual natural swings and home stands and stuff like that between these certain series that you have lined up, and so it's it's kind of been a relief on the players the past couple of years, but it's still professional baseball, and you got to show up and you got to do your job, and that's my thing. It's just which the Braves have done a good job this year with the injury bug. It's next man up.
That's right. It's always been that next man mentality.
Yeah, you got to be that way, especially when you go through these trials and tribulations that they have with the injury bug.
There is this not so popular radio station here in Greenville, South Carolina, and they're a wannabe mega fan, which everybody should know who that wannabe mega fan is, who thinks that that our standards don't meet to their standards. But I'm going to tell you this. I hope and pray they eat crow in Atlanta. Actually, I would be okay if Atlanta makes the wild card. I'd be good if they make the second. But, I'm not going to say I'm eating crow just yet, but I would like to eat crow because I want the Braves to go. Yes, by the way, got to give a quick shout. Yes, thank you so much, Pensman, for this. Y'all, today was a monumental moment for us. We have surpassed the 2,105 subscriber mark. We are beyond excited. We are thankful, and we're only getting started. We can't wait to continue to bring you this high-quality content. But you say, we are talking about the Atlanta Braves, but Matt, real quick before we go to Braves, what are your thoughts on what we did, on the fact that we are at 2,100?
It's just a testament to consistency. Like I said, man, Brendan, it's all about consistency. I'll tell you that all the time. Even back when we first started, me and you
that's right.
Started on it, and we had kind of a restart, a reset. After there was a split, so to speak. Man, you just got to keep your head up and stay focused, man. If we just stay focused, next thing you know, we'll be talking about 5,000 and 10,000 and 15 and 20. Life comes at you fast, man. Life comes at you fast. So, all we got to do is just stay the course and just keep doing it, man. It's consistent.
What do you think, Shane? What does that mean to you to know that we're at 2,105 subscribers? Knowing where we were at the start of the season. Start the year.
Let me just put it this way. I didn't know that I was that interesting to that many people. Beyond blessed is truly the word to say there. We appreciate everybody from the bottom of our hearts for sure for the follows, likes, subscribes, and as Matt mentioned, we're going to stay consistent. We're going to stay there, and even if it drops. Even if it drops, we're still going to be there. So, hey, man,
I will tell you this.
I'm happy.
Absolutely. I will tell you this, too. And I don't care about, knuckleheads telling me we don't meet their standards. I don't give a darn about your standards. What I give about is the standards that myself, Matt, and Shane have. We have this expectations that we need to provide you guys with excellent quality content, and that's what we do. And these are the only three opinions that absolutely matter with regards to growing, is because we want to continue to provide you guys with the best content there is. And thank you guys 1,000 times over for, believing us and trusting us. But, I got to also continue on with the Braves talk. Brandon talk much. is the Atlanta Braves actually, folks, still have the best odds. This is crazy to think of too. Have the best odds to land the number 1 pick in next year's draft. They're currently sitting at 11.5%, which is 0.5% ahead of the Las Vegas Athletics to get that. Yes, Braves Tech to get that number 1 selection. This is actually like amazing to really think about this, Shane. What everything has gone on with them. Well, they have the chance to get this number 1 pick still.
Well, with that being said, we are also talking about baseball. Number 1 picks do not have a great record here lately.
That's true. I believe the last one was 19 with Strasburg. It was the last one that was really successful as a number 1 pick.
You could also say Jackson Holiday was kind of a successful pick, especially with how he motored up through the minors really quick. That's kind of the prospects that you see. But I remember the kid out of Vandy that could throw the heck out of a baseball a couple of years ago that went number 1. And
oh my God, what was his name?
I really haven't heard anything out of him. That's.
Do you remember Gordon Beckham? Remember him?
Oh yeah,
he was the number 1 pick for Chicago.
Yeah,
and he had a decent. He played for Atlanta actually for 1 season, but he was never like the touted one that was supposed to save.
Yeah, and I mean that's the strangest thing about the MLB.
And here's your comment right here too. Volpe was the Yankees, and you see how that's working. So you continue on though, Shane.
Well, and I mean it's not about where you pick them and stuff, and the prospects and everything else like that. It's all about the developmental and the farm system that you're bringing them up in, and the organization as a whole. And so that's where the MLB draft kind of differs from, if you look at the NFL draft, the NBA draft. Yes, you don't have as many organizations, you don't have as many players being picked, but still those first round picks in the NFL and the NBA are, slotted to within 2-3 years. They're going to be some of your superstars in that organization.
Yep. You're absolutely right on that.
When it comes to the MLB, you take a kid number 1, you're looking at it. It's going to be at least 3 years before he even gets up to the league.
Unless you're the Atlanta Braves, when you just call up Hurston Waldrop. Because you're hurting so much.
Well, now calm down.
And Hurston's done really good. Down. I will say he has done fantastic this year, and he is ready.
Fantastic.
He absolutely is ready to stay.
He's 4-0 with a sub 1.2 ERA.
Yeah, I think he's ready to stay. I would even say he could be opening day starter next year over Strider.
I would say over Strider. It also would depend if Smith Shawver's back.
That's true.
Because I mean, like I said, and then you also talk about Chris Sale. Who's still on contract for another year with us. Yeah, so right. I mean, you're talking about this, but let's get back to the draft portion of it and the number 1 overall pick. Yes, you're slated to get that number 1 overall prospect, but in the MLB, it's more about how you develop that player to your specific team need. And so the number 1 overall pick is not, it's great to get that prospect that you're looking at a number 1 pick, but it's not all what it is to be in every other professional, sports draft.
And just not forget also, folks, the Orioles had a lot of number 1 picks, and they were good for a couple seasons, including last year. And then this year they absolutely fell off the rocker.
Oh, and I touted them. I thought that they, coming into the season with what they had coming back and the young talent.
Oh yeah, I absolutely said they were going to dominate, and they have absolutely underperformed to the max. And look,
if it wasn't for the Rockies, we'd probably be talking about the Orioles as one of the worst teams in baseball.
And that's pretty sad to say. And look, John just said, I'm hoping that Jack Caglione, he gets called back up soon. Has so much talent. Yes, he does. He does a lot of great things. He's a fantastic hitter. a fantastic
Oh, yeah.
baseball player. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
and I can tell you another one that if you look at it, not number one overall pick, but a high draft pick is
Mhm.
Roman Anthony from Boston.
Yeah, he's done really good things
He was
all the
not a
way up.
number. He was not the number one overall pick, but
Nope, he's killing it.
he's solidified himself as a true Red Sox and a true major leaguer.
And also, remember Vaughn Grissom? He was touted because he was such a high pick selection for the Atlanta Braves. He was touted as the number one prospect, and he is absolutely undermined under everything. He is definitely turned into a bust, and it's just unfortunate how it is, And look, Ralph just said Baltimore has, yeah, Baltimore absolutely. Oh man, talk about a serious drop in general. But let's move it up here. All right, guys, this is what I'm beyond. So Matt will join us later. He is actually at work. That's why he is not on the stream right now, but he'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. But I'm excited to talk about this, guys. Football starts tomorrow. And Shane, just reiterate, it's at 12 o'clock, right?
12 o'clock Farmageddon.
Yes.
Farmageddon. I mean, that just fits so well. 12 o'clock Farmageddon happens, and that's
right.
just that's the annual matchup that you have, which I know Pitch Grid's going to love this, but it's Kansas State, Iowa State, Farmageddon. They've been at it for years. This year in Dublin, Ireland. I was actually talking to my mom and Pa earlier. A little bit about it. It's like, well, why are they in Ireland? It's like, well, you know how the NFL's done it. You know, they're trying to grow the sport of American football so it will be globally kind of consumed as we consume it here in the States, kind of deal. So it's it's good to see them getting that exposure and having fun, especially there in Dublin. It's great stadium. It's been a great atmosphere the past couple of years between Georgia Tech and Florida State.
Yep.
I believe last year, and then who was it? Notre Dame and Georgia Tech the year before.
Yep. It's always been a basically unofficial official kickoff to the college football season.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited about this.
I want to mention this one thing that I saw, kind of an honorable mention, that pubs over there in Dublin preparing for the game, they would type in like Iowa State flags and stuff like that, so they would put them up outside the pubs, to let them know that hey, we're sports fans. Well, they're looking up Kansas State flag, and it's not the Iowa State Cyclones is sitting over there with the big I and the state in it. It's the actual Kansas State flag. It's not the Wildcat flag. It's the actual Kansas State flag.
That's pretty interesting to know that. But, shout out, though, absolutely to Dublin. I mean, even though that American football is significantly different than European football, it's still fun. It's entertainment to watch. And we're just so excited for it. And, guys, I'm excited to talk about this. We have 5 games. Good to see you. We have 5 games touted to start tomorrow for week 0. And man, these are good matchups. Again, that ever favorite unpopular radio station here in the upstate of South Carolina and their wannabe mega fan did say that nobody cares about the week 0 matchups. It's boring. Who really cares about watching this? Blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? We have a lot of people who are really excited to talk about this one. I get kind of like, oh my God, it's here. We've gone through all of this, and now it's all starting to begin, right? Here are the games with the 5 games that they are slated to happen, and then we're gonna talk about them. The first game, Iowa State at Kansas State, as Shane alluded to. The second game is Idaho State is traveling to University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And then Fresno State is going to be at Kansas. And then this game that's absolutely is near and dear to my heart is Stanford. They are traveling to Hawaii. It is actually the first time Hawaii will face any ACC opponent ever in the history of the University of Hawaii, but it's still weird to say that Stanford is in the Atlantic Coast Conference when they're all the way over there in California. And then the last game to top it all off, shout out to our good friends there. Sam Houston State is traveling to Western Kentucky. Oh, football is back. Cannot wait. If you guys don't remember, we did have Sam Houston State's media personnel on our show a few episodes a while back, actually, and we had a really good time talking with them. Go support them. They were a perennial powerhouse for a long time in the FCS, and they've made their way into the FBS. But the first game we're going to talk about, this game I'm extremely excited to talk about. Now, John is absolutely excited to talk about this too. That radio station can suck it. The Ireland game has 2 ranked teams, first ever ranked game there. Yes, it is extremely exciting. Iowa State is taking on Kansas State. Now, look, Kansas State is favored by 3, but there are so many variables that are coming to the play. You know, Shane, we just alluded to it. It's an old rivalry, basically. I'm going to go on this though, and I'm actually going to lean in the favor of Vegas. I'm saying Kansas State actually wins. I think Kansas State is going to win 28-24. What do you think, Shane? Tell us your thoughts on this.
I'm high on Iowa State. As we'll see, they have a great offense.
They have a stifling defense too.
Yes, but a much better offense than their defense is. This coming year, I think I'm going to take that spread for sure. I think Kansas State may squeak it out, but it might be a 1-point game late, or I mean, my gut feeling is got me at a 21-17 Iowa State.
Ooh, that's a really close game too. What do you guys think in the stream? John, I want to hear your prediction. Give us your score prediction for tomorrow, man, and we'll show it. Pinsman, everybody, we want you all to tell us your predictions for tomorrow's game, Iowa State and Kansas State. By the way, just got to sit there and say it should be a real honor, no matter what, the fact that Iowa State and Kansas State are kicking off the college football season. I'm like, come on, folks. It's here. It starts. I mean, can I get an amen? Football. And look, John just said 31-27 Kansas State. So, I mean, it's going to be a really good matchup regardless. Let us look, we're a bunch of people here. We're at over 70 comments. Let us know what you guys think the outcome of that game is. All right, the next game is not really – it's more of a paycheck game, but it's not a paycheck game for UNLV. It's more of a paycheck game for Idaho State. Idaho State is traveling to University of Nevada, Las Vegas. UNLV is favored by 26.5 points. And look, another one just said 28-21 K-State. I'm actually going to go on this one. And wait, Shane, this is for you. Can't believe we're not getting Farmageddon after a couple of years. Hey, that's true.
Yep.
You did say that. But, this one, I'm not going to go with Vegas. I'm actually going to go above Vegas on this one. I think UNLV, because, Idaho State, they are a lower tiered FCS opponent. I'm going to say UNLV absolutely mollywops them. I'm going to say 62-14 UNLV wins. What do you think, Shane?
Well, as I've mentioned before, I'm kind of high on UNLV as well. Now that they have all the NIL stuff kind of figured out with their quarterback. Yep. They were he was 3-0 and a possible Heisman candidate before the pay to play kind of deal came about.
Yeah.
But I like UNLV. I mean, the Vandals, they were.
So this is not the Vandals. Actually, this is the Idaho State is.
Idaho.
Idaho State. Idaho is the Vandals.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Idaho.
I know. Now, Idaho used to play actually against regular opponents in the WAC, but they moved down after the WAC basically dissolved.
Oh yeah. So that's why I always think of them, and they're a great stadium. Great stadium too with Iowa, but UNLV definitely. If it's definitely not Idaho, then Idaho State.
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about a shellacking,
Absolute mollywop.
shellacking.
Look, someone just said 62-10. Yes, they are actually the Bengals. That's what they are. Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I couldn't remember the mascot. But,
Yeah,
come on,
it's,
folks.
yeah. Good job for a paycheck.
So, if you guys want to know how much it's going to be, I'm ready to tell you this. It's going to be a crazy insane. It's $2 million
Yeah.
that Idaho State is getting paid by UNLV to absolutely wax the floor with them. That's good on Idaho State.
But see, Idaho State, that's twice that's 3 times their revenue that they're going to
Yep,
come
that is
in
right.
for the season. So why not?
Exactly. They're getting opportunity. All right. So the next game, the third game on tomorrow's slate, Fresno State is traveling to Kansas. Kansas just had that. They just opened up their renovated stadium. I think it was like a $45 million renovation, if I'm not mistaken. And Fresno is actually, Kansas is favored to win by 13. I'm not sold too high on Kansas. I'm going to actually say Fresno pulls out the victory 32-21. What do you think, Shane?
Well, I think it's going to be a close game. But we see John down there. Of course, he's got a little bias. He's got a little bias in there.
Just a little, right? Come on, John, just a little, right?
Yeah, just a little. But man, I think it's going to be the same kind of story that you see. Fresno's kind of been building their team here lately. Kansas, they lost a lot from last year, but they're still a Power 4 conference team. So I think the late later on in the third and fourth quarters, you'll see that depth and those recruits and that money start talking again. Yep. Which I think that's what you will see a lot with this college football season coming up. Is a lot of the parity between the actual depth of these teams now that they're able to put the money towards the
Who
rosters.
Even likes bird with shoes.
hey, rock chalk.
Yes, it's going to be a fun matchup, right? You got to admit it's going to be a fun matchup, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun matchup. But like I said, I think Kansas takes this away late. One score, maybe 2 possessions, kind of like 1-2 possession kind of game.
Let us know what you guys think in the stream. We want to hear your score predictions. Which, by the way, I got to let you know, whoever gives the best prediction does win a prize pack from a Sportz Nutz prize pack. So we have a couple merchandises we're going to give you. All right, so this next game, I have to play this. I do not own the rights to this song, but I got to play a little bit of it, okay? It's because it's near and dear to my heart. And here it comes. I'm not going to play any more of it, but that is the University of Hawaii, my alma mater. I'm beyond Fresno 27-26. All right. I'm beyond excited about this matchup. The University of Hawaii is favored by 2.5 points. However, it is at home in the beautiful confines of TC Ching Complex. Gosh, Brandon. Honolulu, Hawaii. I will tell you this, guys. I'm wholeheartedly excited. It's a whiteout condition. It has been requested by the entire school to wear white tomorrow. If you're representing the state of Hawaii, represent them proud. They are starting the game at 7:30 Eastern, which is 1:30 Hawaiian time. I'm saying Hawaii actually wins because Micah Alahado is actually the most run and shoot ready quarterback since Bryant Moniz. And John, I'm not going to share that comment. He's saying 20-20, but Micah Alahado is the most run and shoot ready quarterback. And this is actually the most run and shoot stacked team they have had ever under Coach Chang's belt. I think Hawaii wins 34-21. And oh man, just to start, last year they had a chance to start 1-0. They lost to UCLA in the last seconds. I think it's going to be a completely different ballpark. I think Hawaii is going to handle their business. What do you think, Shane?
Oh man, I love Hawaii and everything that they have, but I think this is kind of a like from what I've read and everything else with Andrew Luck coming back to Stanford and kind of becoming a prominent figure
He's their
there.
GM, isn't there?
Yeah. He's a GM, and it just the atmosphere feels different there in Stanford that you don't see or that you hadn't heard of in many years since, as I mentioned last show, kind of David Shaw's left. But I think it's going to be a great close game. I do believe that Hawaii's offense and their run and shoot is going to give Stanford a bunch of problems. But I think, man, you look at all these week 0 games, they could be extremely close across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, paycheck games, as we mentioned. But, I think Stanford will be in the game late. But I think with the home field advantage, especially at Ching Stadium, or complex, whichever you want to call it.
TC Ching Complex, yes.
Yeah, I think that gives them the edge and all, and Hawaii will probably take it. I say 31-28 game.
So, and John, I want to also let you know. I know you said I want yellow one, but I can't see it, unfortunately. Hawaii actually has the highest winning percentage at home for them to win versus anybody else. Why? It's because you're also 3,000 miles away from the nearest landmark, and you are playing in paradise. And so, and just to give you another example, if you can, Google 2000 Hawaii versus BYU 2001, and you'll see why. I say that because BYU was favored to win the national title that year. All they had to do was beat their rival. Go to Hawaii. You had Ty Detmer as the Heisman front runner. It was going to be it, right? No. Nick Rolovich and the entire team, they absolutely waxed the floor 72-45. Hawaii ended BYU's chance to go in the national title, ended Detmer's chances really to win the Heisman that year. And yeah, Hawaii is a formidable opponent. And also, just let you know, Hawaii did beat Alabama at Hawaii. Hawaii also did beat Michigan State at Hawaii. So it is absolutely prominent. Like I said, Hawaii has the best winning percentages at home for anybody. So shout out to the University of Hawaii. That is our home. And just so you guys remember, in case you forgot, we are going to opening game day at New Aloha Stadium. The Sportz Nutz will be there, and it is 200% guaranteed we will be there because we were invited there. So yes. All right, so the last game of the night. Hey, thanks for coming in, Pinsman. I appreciate it, buddy, as always. The last game of the night is Sam Houston State is traveling to Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers are favored by 10. I'm actually going to rule in favor of the Hilltoppers. I say 35-24. What do you think?
Well, I like the Hilltoppers in this matchup, but I think Sam Houston State, they've turned a corner in the past couple of years, I do believe. So I think, like you said, it's going to be a very interesting game, but I think that, eventually Sam Houston State's not going to have enough in this game. So I'm with you. What'd you say, 31-24?
I said 35-24.
35-24. So yeah, I like that. I like that total as well.
And John just said Hilltoppers win 30-28. And Ralph, I did comment on there. So June Jones used to coach at UH. After the disappointing 42-10 loss to Georgia in the 2008 Sugar Bowl, he left to go to SMU. He led SMU for quite a while, actually. Like, I think they went to 3 bowl games in the 5 years that he was there. He left. He coached in the XFL, and then he coached in high school. He actually applied 3 years ago to be the University of Hawaii football coach, and he was actually this close to coming back. He had a stipulation that he would build the team back up for 3 years, and then on his final year, the fourth year, he would coach them to whatever happened, and then he would turn the reins over to Timmy Chang, who is actually the head coach. For those who don't know, Timmy Chang also was the quarterback for University of Hawaii. He still has records that are still held to this day in the NCAA. But that was kind of how it went. But the former athletic, not Craig Angeles, the one before him, said, no, I only wanted to give June Jones 2 years, not the 3, and he could choose whoever he wanted to be the caretaker for. Fraud Graham. Hey, that was right. He was once the head coach. Yes. Boy, if you ever knew the stories that I could tell you about that. But, oh, man. What do you guys think, though, about our selections? We want to hear what you guys think. Look, we're at almost 100 comments tonight. Thank you guys 1,000 times over. We absolutely love this. So we want to know what you guys think about this, too, as well, okay? All right, so now we're gonna switch it up and continue talking about college football, but the top 25 offenses in college football, according to College Football Report and ESPN. The number one school, though, I'm kind of saying it's a little bit of a bias, is Clemson on there. There's a lot to digest. I'm not going to go too deep on it, but I will tell you this. I like Clemson being on that list. I'm not going to give them the top 25. No. I'm kind of looking at this list right now. I don't know.
like
what do you think?
Two.
You like number 2?
Number 2 on that list. Number 1 and number 2 on that list. I can kind of wholeheartedly get behind. With Drew Aller coming back at Penn State and the 2-headed running back monster that they have coming back with Singleton, I believe is one of them. But I think it's like number 4 and number 10. I think are their numbers, but they're like they are a great running back duo, and that offense. I mean, you know, with a proven 3rd-year quarterback and Drew Aller back there, I've got you know, kind of. You know, I think that they can keep it going there. Clemson, they've got a lot of coming back on offense, especially with Cade being.
I'm not discrediting that. They're going to be a top 5, but I don't think they're the top 1. No,
I don't know. They could be. They've got a lot coming back. You know, but it's all preseason right now until tomorrow. Like I'm biting at my chops right now to get to 12 o'clock tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick, I know we're coming close on time. I want to let you guys know the Pac-12 2.0 is growing again. Dallas Baptist Baseball, they're joining them in 2027. Shane, what other small colleges do you think should make the next jump to go to a big quote big boy conference?
Well, you know, I'll kind of highlight Dallas Baptist on this because they're a good team. I mean, we've seen them the past 5-6 years in regionals, super regionals, do damage against some of these. I believe a couple of SEC teams to make it to some super regionals before. But they are a historically great baseball program, and with them joining the Pac-12 2.0, whatever you want to look at it, however you want to look at it, with those teams, UC Davis, you know, you've got Pepperdine.
Yep.
You know, you've got some historically great baseball schools there, and that just brings Dallas Baptist up there. I mean, Dallas Baptist, they're kind of like they remind me of Rice. Like in the
I'm so
2000s.
happy you said that because I was wondering if they agreed. I really I was going to say they reminded me a lot of Rice because remember Rice was that team.
Yeah, Rice in the early 2000s. They were that team that kind of came about and stuff. So that's That's what I kind of compare them to, but I want to give a shout out to that program as a whole, with Dallas Baptist as being a true baseball kind of juggernaut is
Yep.
what they've become there, and branching out and to play a lot of these teams regularly is going to be great to see.
Absolutely. And we're shout out to Dallas Baptist. Absolutely. Congratulations on them. Shane, you have a story real quick about the Little League World Series. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, I want to shout out to Irmo, South Carolina, for making it to the Little League World Series in kind of heroic fashion. How they made it to Williamsport in the first, and they they had some very exciting games. I know y'all didn't see it Wednesday night. Because it stayed on after our show, but I was I
Yeah.
was I was giving everybody a play-by-play as we were talking after the show. But man, I want to kind of highlight Coach Mike, who is a staple of the Irmo Little League here. He's got had a son that played ball and all. Tragically lost his life at 14 in an ATV accident.
Mm,
And it's they
that's
just kept,
heartbreaking.
yeah, they kept that mentality of belief, and that's kind of what carried them through Williamsport and all. Even it was highlighted the other night. Just believe, just believe, just believe, and the DH-18 that Mike proudly wears on his ankle, and a tattoo in remembrance, in between the stitches of a baseball, of his son that had passed tragically. It kind of brings it to a wholesome moment. Not only that this is a sport that these kids are playing and enjoying, but this is stories that brings everybody together.
Absolutely.
So it's great to hear that, and just shout out to the team, and shout out to Coach Mike for sure for
And didn't people
putting
say
them
Little
there.
League is kind of a dying breed? Haven't people said that?
Well, every year Williamsport gets bigger and bigger. So,
Yeah. I love it.
obviously we're not all perfect. So, so some people can be wrong.
That's right. I love Little League baseball. Give these kids an opportunity. Honolulu made it for so many times. They came oh so close. Shout out to them. Absolutely. It's been fun to watch. They do host it here at Easley as well. So real quick, guys, let you guys know the Sportz Nutz fantasy football sign up is on our page. I believe we only have like 3 or 4 slots left. Hop on there. And it's $10 league. You get a lot of prizes. Real quick, want to let you guys know about our schedule for the coming episodes, which I know we have some honorable mentions. We'll do that in a minute. It will be Tuesday, the 26th. Vince Papali is joining the show. And actually Monday, we have a very good friend. This literally just actually as I'm talking to you, Michael Lasquero of Hawaii Sports Radio Network is going to join us. He's going to talk about the UH Stanford game and a little more about the college football playoffs. We'll talk a little bit about that one as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Real quick, Shane, give us your honorable mentions, please.
Well, I don't really have any honorable mentions. I'm actually kind of got something that I need to attend to here shortly. While I got the time, I just want to, give a shout out to everyone out there for, putting us past that 2,100 mark for subscribers. Shout out to everybody that watches, comments, follows, likes, subscribes. We're beyond blessed to do this. A couple people asked me today, "How you doing?" Well, I'm on this side of the dirt. So,
That's right.
so it's always a blessing to wake up in the morning and see the day that the Lord's made for you.
Amen to that one.
So,
Amen. I'm going to give my honorable mention to you.
I doubt that. I don't deserve all that credit.
No, you've helped us grow to 2,100, man. I got to give you my honorable mention on that one.
Oh yeah. Well, no. We'll go ahead and give it to the Lord, because if it wasn't the Lord's plan, then it wouldn't be here. So, man, before I go, as always, it's been a pleasure, for the be on here for 140 episodes now, and continuing. So, as always, be blessed. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. Shane, hit me up when you can. We'll talk about the Wednesday episode and everything coming up. But hey, guys, if you guys can, give Shane your best and let him know. Enjoy the weekend. It's supposed to be nice temperature-wise. Not weather, temperature-wise. So. Shane, man, you have yourself a good evening. I'll talk to you soon. Sound good, man?
Oh, yeah, much love.
All right, appreciate it. All right, guys, as you guys heard, we are going to let you guys know real quick, the Fantasy Football League, it is up on our Facebook page. I will absolutely give the link out more so you guys get the chance to sign up. We only need 4 more slots, and it's $10 to join. And we absolutely appreciate everybody who's there. Let's give some honorable mentions. Look, John just gave his out. Honorable mention for the Pesquatch homered in 5 straight games. Yes, shout out to my honorable next honorable mention will be the University of Hawaii. They'll be in all whites tomorrow versus Stanford. It is a whiteout condition. Shout out to my Rainbow Warriors. I love every one of my friends and family at Hawaii. If you guys can, it will be on nationally televised on CBS tomorrow, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Tune in if you can, and just show some support and love to the University of Hawaii. Hey, give a quick shout out also to our guy Snowman. Yes, Snowman. Brian Snow is going to be calling the Hawaii versus Stanford game tomorrow. As you guys saw, I did post his link up on the Facebook page. Give him a shout out. Give him a follow, everything. Shout out also to our good friend Pinsman Sports, y'all. This gentleman is really growing at a rapid pace. For those who are the Yankees fans, which I know there are a bunch, tune into him. Mike gives a really good in-depth play-by-play calling for the New York Yankees. Does also for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Penguins. He is fantastic. Shout out to Ralph as well of RW Media. RW Media. Guys, Ralph is fantastic. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Give him a subscribe. Everything. These guys are one of the best. And then our good friend Brian Pettit. As you guys know, Brian has been on our show several times. He's a fantastic friend of ours. He's actually going to be here tomorrow at my house as we watch Hawaii take on Stanford. I cannot wait to cheer on my Bows. You know what? I'm sure the shock of the right way, folks. University of Hawaii all the way. And then one last shout out also to follow our guy Pitch Grid Pod, John. Give him a follow. And everybody else who is also, I've forgotten to give a mention, please, because there's so many to name, follow everybody. It means a lot to have all of our friends grow. That's what we want to do, is everybody to grow. So make sure you guys follow John at the Pitch Grid Podcast. Another honorable mention, Jackson Dart's performance last night. Yeah, I don't know. Russell Wilson better be shaking in his boots. Jackson Dart's coming, and I liked what he said. Why was I getting pulled out of the game? He did not have a concussion. The referee or the umpire thought he did, showed signs of concussion syndrome, but he did not. He passed out of it with flying colors. So, but Jackson Dart, I think, is going to give Russell Wilson a run for his money, and I wouldn't be surprised if by week 4 he is the starter. That's how good of a player he was. Next, honorable mention, Northern Illinois University. This is their last season as a MAC football team. They are predicted to go 8-4, but there are some who are saying that could be the first undefeated team ever to go in MAC history. That's how good of a team Northern Illinois University is for the MAC. And then the next honorable mention, this one's actually really near and dear to everybody's heart. Lee Corso, his final game day coverage will be next Saturday, the 30th of August. He is retiring, and rightfully so. Fantastic career, legend. It's just going to be weird not seeing Lee Corso with the head on anymore. But shout out to Lee Corso. And my last honorable mention that I'm going to give for the night, Rich Eisen. For those who did not watch, Rich Eisen got to host Sports Center for the first time in, I think it's like 11 years. And he does a fantastic job in general. His show starts in the coming weeks on ESPN, the Rich Eisen show, but he got a little emotional, and rightfully so. The last time Rich was on Sports Center, Stuart Scott was right next to him. Stuart Scott, unfortunately, passed away from cancer a few years back. Fantastic anchor, cooler than the other side of the pillow was one of his favorite sayings. But give a shout out though to Rich Eisen. He got very emotional, and just shows why I love Rich Eisen, why I love Stuart Scott, and the entire people who really were the foundational moments for Sports Center. It's sad anytime to see anyone pass, but especially the level of impacts that Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott did. It absolutely means the world to me and to everybody. Guys, we hope you've had a absolute blast tuning in to us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Real quick, does anybody? I got to quickly ask you: has anybody seen this video of Micah Parsons dressed up like a lady doing a lip sync contest? If you have, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's okay to be fun and silly, but I know it's just kind of weird that this video pops up and is showing up around the sports world the same time he's having a holdout with Jerry Jones. You guys let me know if you saw the video or not. I really appreciate it. Also, let you guys again real quick, let you know next Monday. Yes, can I talk? Monday, we have Michael Lascaro from Hawaii Sports Radio Network is going to join us to talk about UH game against Stanford. He may be on there for the entire hour. Fingers crossed on that one. Then Tuesday, August 26th, Vince Papale is going to join the show, Mr. Invincible himself. For those who don't know, there was a movie made about him in 2006. Mark Wahlberg played Vince Papale. Yes, Vince is going to join the show. I'm absolutely beyond excited for that one. August 27th, that Wednesday, Money Lines with the Sportz Nutz will start. I do want to confirm, I did speak to Sean Alexander today. Unfortunately, he will not be coming on September 3rd. It will be sometime towards the end of September, though. It is confirmed he will be coming on, though. But Friday, September the 5th, we have the Morehead City Marlins Collegiate Summer Baseball League is going to join us and talk to us about baseball. What else? We're excited about baseball. We love baseball. We love sports, and that's why we're called the Sportz Nutz. Quickly, it looks like the Mets are waxing the Braves, but however, the Braves do come back. So if you guys give a chance, shout at them. Watch the Braves game. Watch sports all weekend. Have a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in tonight. We finished with 105 comments. It means a lot to us. John, it'll be next episode. Next Friday, you will be on with us, sir. So get your popcorn ready. Yes, you just heard me. Pitch Grid Podcast will be joining us to talk soccer next Friday. Cannot wait. For everybody who tuned in, all of you, we really appreciate it. We ended up with 115 comments tonight. Thank you guys so much for that. It really, really means the world to me, to Matt, to Shane, for everybody tuning in and just helping us. And again, we do, my last honorable mention will be to all 2,105 of you that have subscribed. Absolutely means the world to us that you took the time to subscribe to our channel, and it tells us we're doing the right thing, and it means a lot to us. Thank you guys so much. With that being said, for Matt, who always will tell you, do not get flagged in the game of life. Don't do something stupid. It is the weekend. If you're going to drink, call an Uber, ride share, whatever, or just do it in the confines of your own home. That's the smartest thing to do. Don't drink, don't drive. Otherwise, you're going to get in serious trouble. And you don't want to have that kind of mess. As Shane always told you, he's already alluded to, peace, love, and bacon grease. He loves you guys, and we appreciate you. As I always tell you, peace up, A-Town down White. It's the greatest sports city there ever was. You guys have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you on Monday. Yes, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, you'll have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful weekend. Good night.